So in case you've been avoiding the news all week, and I honestly wouldn't fault you for that, it's been a horrible week of news. But in case you didn't know, CPAC, the conservative convention, kicked off this week, Thursday to Sunday, I believe it is. So it's still going on for the rest of the day here. But over the last couple days, over the last couple years of CPAC conventions, really, the whole thing has been nothing but an absolute freak show. But it's a powerful freak show. And I'll get more to their power in just a moment. But I want to take a moment here because the New York Times did a really great job of exposing just how radicalized and, let's be honest, stupid CPAC has become. Listen to the name of some of these panel titles that took place at CPAC. The Moron in Chief, Put Him to Bed, Lock Her Up, and Send Her to the Border. Again, those are actual panels they had at CPAC. School Boards for Dummies, Domestic Terrorists Unite, Lessons from Virginia Parents, Pupil Propaganda, with, of course, propaganda misspelled. So maybe not the best people to take advice on education about, since they can't spell basic words. The Truth About January 6th, The Conversation with Julie Kelly. She wrote the book, January 6th, How Democrats Used the Capitol Protest to Launch a War on Terror Against the Political Right. Then there's another panel that was called Lock Her Up for Real, featuring Devin Nunes. Another one that was Obamacare Still Kills. And of course, one that says, I escaped from communist North Korea. So yes, the whole thing is just a gaggle of idiots to air their imaginary grievances against the Democratic Party and, of course, against the United States. The problem is, it's powerful and it works. And that's the point that far too many of us on the left seem to miss. Because think about this for a moment. CPAC has been going on literally for decades. Right? In one form or another, CPAC has existed, and it has always been the place for these conservatives to go to share their ideas, to basically focus talking points, and to promote their candidates, up-and-comers, introduce people to new people, help other unknowns become well-knowns. There is no mirror of that on the left, not even close. Okay, yeah, we've got Netroots Nation, and that's totally fun and great, but you may get one or two candidates that show up. That may be a couple more. And usually it's a big thing that happens at night. CPAC has big name people all the time in the conservative world, like all day long. You're going to find somebody that you've heard of, whether or not you follow conservative politics. You know these people's names. And it's well-funded, well-organized. You know, stupid topics, sure. Idiots talking all the time, no question about that. But it gets their message out, and it gets them all on the same page. Over here on the left, it's every person for themselves. Dog-eat-dog world, right? There is no unity. There is no cohesion. There is no camaraderie. And as much as I hate to admit it, they do have that on the right. And of course, they have massive corporate funding, so it's a little easier for them to do that. But the left over here, again, we're having to each fight our own battles. We don't have any kind of unified space for us to all get together to speak to audiences other than our YouTube audiences or our radio audiences or our podcast audiences. They do it in person, and believe it or not, that makes a world of difference. And if we can't somehow emulate this on the left, but obviously in a much more intelligent way, we're going to continue to get beat by these people. Because as horrible as they are, as stupid as their conference is, they have absolutely nailed this in a way that the left ignores at their own peril. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.